Something very important has been happening behind the scenes at Ferrari, and it might be the beginning of a major turning point in their season. After weeks of pressure, questions, and many people doubting them, both Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari seem to have found a breakthrough. What's even more interesting is that this breakthrough did not happen during a race or in a practice session. It happened in the simulator. And now, as the Formula One world prepares for one of the most challenging races of the year in Japan, at the Suzuka circuit, all eyes are on Ferrari and Hamilton to see if this simulator success can finally be seen on track. Heading into the Japanese Grand Prix, Ferrari knew they had a serious problem. The SF25, while promising in many ways, has been very sensitive. It works well only within a very small setup window. If the setup is perfect, the car is fast. But if anything is slightly off, especially with the rear ride height, the car becomes unstable and difficult to drive. This narrow operating window caused major issues in recent races, especially in Australia and China. Both Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc complained about an unpredictable car, with poor cornering balance and sudden changes in behavior mid-turn. These kinds of problems make it very hard for a driver to push with confidence. With a 2-week break between races, Ferrari took full advantage of the gap. They didn't waste a single hour. At their headquarters in Maranello, the team ran over 20 different simulator configurations. Their goal was to finally find the sweet spot of the SF25. Engineers and simulator drivers worked around the clock. They tested combinations of front and rear suspension geometry, made changes to damper rates, adjusted anti-roll bars, and played with vertical stiffness. All of this was aimed at finding the right mechanical platform that could support the car's aerodynamic load more consistently, especially when the car is moving through different phases of a corner: accelerating, braking, pitching, and rolling. This work was particularly focused on Suzuka. The Japanese Grand Prix is not an easy race. The track is known for its flowing curves, fast corners, and elevation changes. If a car is not balanced and stable, Suzuka will punish it badly. But if the simulator results are anything to go by, Ferrari may have finally found a solution. In these simulator sessions, Hamilton drove the virtual SF25 through countless laps of Suzuka with different setups. And according to the data, something clicked. The car was more consistent, had better grip, and responded to Hamilton's driving inputs more smoothly. This has given Ferrari a massive boost in confidence. In fact, they are so convinced by these results that they've decided to delay some of the aerodynamic upgrades originally planned for Bahrain. Why? Because they believe that with the right mechanical base, meaning the suspension and chassis setup, the current aerodynamic package is good enough to deliver the performance they've been looking for. This is a bold move. It shows that Ferrari is now trusting the simulator data more than ever and willing to change their race strategies based on virtual feedback. So what will actually be different for Hamilton this weekend in Japan? First, he will be running a new suspension setup. Both the front and rear axles have updated settings. These changes are designed to manage weight transfer better, which helps keep the rear end more stable under acceleration and braking. This is important because a stable rear end allows Hamilton to push harder into and out of corners without the car suddenly sliding or snapping. This new setup will also help manage tire wear, especially in a race like Suzuka, where long high-speed corners put extra stress on the tires. Another key update is to Hamilton's steering wheel system. He now has more advanced controls and better live feedback from the car. This means he can manage hybrid deployment more precisely and get clearer data during the race. These small details may not sound dramatic, but in Formula One, every little improvement counts. A more comfortable and responsive control system allows a driver to make faster decisions and react more naturally to what the car is doing. In addition to the suspension and steering updates, Ferrari is also making some subtle changes to the car's floor and underfloor airflow systems. These are not major upgrades, but carefully thought-out adjustments based on what the simulator showed. By refining how air flows under the car and through the diffuser, Ferrari hopes to reduce the unpredictable oversteer that has affected Hamilton, especially on corner exits. If the rear of the car stays more planted, Hamilton can carry more speed through the turns, which directly translates into faster lap times. What makes all of this even more exciting is Hamilton's own reaction. According to sources within Ferrari, Hamilton has been very encouraged by the progress made in the simulator. He praised the engineers for their hard work, their willingness to listen, and their ability to act quickly. He reportedly told the team that Suzuka is no longer a race for damage control. It's now an opportunity. That shift in mindset is huge. Hamilton is known for building confidence and momentum when he feels that the car is working with him. If Ferrari has truly given him a machine that responds to his style, we might see a very different Hamilton in Japan. It's important to be realistic. Suzuka is a very difficult track. If the balance is even slightly off, the car will struggle with tire wear and lap times will drop quickly. But the data from the simulator sessions is strong. If these findings hold up on the actual track, we might see a major shake-up in the pecking order this weekend, and the impact of this breakthrough could go far beyond just one race. A strong performance in Japan would not only boost Hamilton's confidence, but also shift the entire direction of Ferrari's season. It would also affect the team dynamics. Charles Leclerc has had a stronger start to the season in terms of results, but if Hamilton starts performing well with this new setup, Ferrari's development path might lean more toward his driving preferences. That would be a big deal because it shows the team is truly adapting to Hamilton's feedback and trusting his experience. With major aerodynamic upgrades still scheduled for Bahrain and even more in Miami, a strong race in Suzuka could be the perfect launchpad for Hamilton's full adaptation at Ferrari. This simulator breakthrough also shows something else, a change in Ferrari's philosophy. For many years, Ferrari has been criticized for being too slow to react, too rigid in their strategies, and not flexible enough with car development. But this recent effort shows a different side. Running 20 simulator configurations in under 2 weeks is not just impressive, it shows a kind of obsession. And in Formula One, obsession can often lead to great success. The teams that succeed are not always the ones with the fastest cars, but the ones who can solve problems quickly and adapt with speed. This new approach could be the foundation of a different kind of Ferrari, one that listens to its drivers more, that reacts quickly, and that uses all its tools, including the simulator, to make faster progress. For Hamilton, this shift matters deeply. It's not just about lap times. It's about knowing that the team is behind him, that they're working hard to understand what he needs, and that they're willing to make changes based on his feedback. That connection between driver and team is what creates champions. Suzuka itself plays an important role in this story. It's not just another race on the calendar, it's a driver's circuit, one that rewards rhythm, balance, and confidence. The S-curves in the first sector demand stability and flow. The spoon curve and the high-speed 130R test, both the car's grip and the driver's bravery. If the SF25 performs well here, it's a clear sign that Ferrari has made real progress. And if Hamilton feels connected to the car through these sections, he could deliver one of his best performances of the year. But nothing in Formula One is guaranteed. Simulator results are just numbers until they're proven on track. What matters now is how those numbers translate into lap time, into qualifying position, into tire wear during the race, and into how the car behaves over a full race distance. Everything Ferrari has worked on, the new suspension settings, the improved steering system, the subtle floor tweaks, will be tested under the pressure of competition. And that's where